his ex-students, Barrister Dalton Tarkdar, who invited him to see the Durga Puja festivities taking place at the York Hall. Dad decided to accept the invitation, especially he had heard many of his acquaintances were also there, including Mr. Jalal, Dalton, Shanjay, and thereafter was requested to give a short speech at York Hall. We must have stayed there for not more than 20 minutes, and when Dad and I, along with the High Commission's secretary, proceeded to exit, I came out ahead of Dad, and Dad was following behind, but he was coming out by himself. And just as soon as we were proceeding towards the car, a man walked very suspiciously close behind my dad. And as I tried to sort of move him away, when I noticed the man, I could see he was gesturing and asking, "Oh, is this him? Is this him from behind?" And I saw this, and I tried to move Dad away and warn Dad. But then he came right in front of Dad's face and asked, "Are you Justice Samson Chaudhary?" By that time, Dad realized that this was trouble. So he tried to flee. And just as he tried to flee, this man, who was quite bulky and he was quite strong, he already grabbed Dad, so Dad couldn't move away from him, and started hitting and kicking Dad, and 3-4 other people joined. And I was the only one who was there with Dad, and I shielded Dad and protected him, and even hit those men. These are 3-4 big men, and I was hitting them as best as I could, but they kept hitting and kicking at Dad. And Dad fell to the ground, and they were still kicking away. And for a while, for quite a long while, for about 30 seconds, I think, this went on, and we were constantly crying out for help. But after a while, there were people from the festivities who came out and gathered on the other side of the road. And by this time, they had flown, and they had taken my dad's phone. Honestly, I don't know where Dad would be today had I not been with him, as I was the only one who was there to protect him. And they constantly tried to pick Dad up by the arm and the wrist, and later by the waist. We later learned that there was a car as well. So I don't know if they had intended to take Dad away or just beat him. I don't know what their agenda was, but I don't know what would have happened to Dad if I wasn't there.